Hi, this is Ali Murphy, voice actor, and you're listening to DDO Players News Podcast.
Hey everyone, this is Ponty Mules, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at lasers in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Draculata.
Hey now, everybody, how's it going?
Hello there, Drac. Are you ready for a new year of going through the DDO?
Hopefully this year's better. Not looking good so far, but here we are, at least. We're getting an episode out.
Yes.
Took us a month, but here we are.
But it seems like it also took a month for them to produce a letter.
That is true. We did have to wait for some news, and we got a lot of news because the producer's letter is out. I'm sure by now everybody has had a chance to go over it. Some juicy things in the letter, to say the least. We'll talk about that, though. Let's just take a look at it right now. A look ahead. A producer's letter from Tolero. It starts out, greetings, I am Amanda Tolero Grow, the senior producer for Dungeons & Dragons Online. We have reached an exciting milestone. 2026 is the 20th anniversary. Okay, let's just pause for a second and talk about how awesome it is. DDO is 20 years old this year, is a milestone that needs to be addressed because there is not a lot of MMOs out there that can say they hit 20 years. There's a few, but not many for sure. So congratulations to DDO for turning 20. She goes on to say, it's incredible to think that there are now multiple generations of players enjoying DDO, and we're so grateful to you for making that possible. Before I talk about our anniversary and other plans, let's get our newer people up to speed on what we've been doing recently. Of course, in the summer, we returned to Ravenloft with the release of Chill of Ravenloft. This expansion introduced the playable Dampier to the game, and throughout last year, they focused heavily, and that is all in uppercase, on upgrading infrastructure and improving game performance. Special thanks to all those who helped in the forums and on Discord. Your work assisted tremendously. We are so very happy with the progress made, which can be seen in the images below. And what this basically is they put a little, they have a little lag spike graphic up to where, if you're watching the YouTube video, I'll put it on the screen now. You can see in the red there, that is before all of the work that they did. And then below that is the after, which you can see a little bit of lag spikes, but it's way, way better. And I must state that the state of the game is a lot better than what it was last year, for sure. And I know it was painful times to get through, but I think they did do an overall good job of combating the lag. Of course, we all know it's never going to be quote-unquote lag-free. That's never going to be possible, like, ever.
Especially if you have 100 people all sitting in the same location.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's always... That's just the nature of the beast. There's always going to be lag. But they have done tremendous work to combat that. So we'll give them that for sure. And like I said, on the YouTube version, I will have the maps of this up so you can kind of see it if you haven't looked at the producer's letter. And of course, that's linked in our show notes, which you can find over on ddoplayers.com for this episode. So she goes on to say, we introduced the new 64-bit game worlds, including new server located in Europe. If you still have characters on the old 32-bit game worlds, make sure to transfer them for free before the 32-bit worlds are retired and closed in the summer of 2027. So a little less than a year you have to get that done. So I would think you would have time to get any other characters off those 32-bit worlds onto whatever 64-bit world of your choice. I still have a couple that I have to transfer, actually, so I need to get on that. They also introduced another seasonal event to the game, which is called Symphony of the Fae, which just recently wrapped up. Players can earn music and cosmetics in either a hardcore version or non-hardcore version. We talked all about that, so we don't need to talk too much about that. Let's get into the good stuff, shall we?
Okay.
2026, as they said, 20th anniversary, and they want to go all out with gifts and things to do. There's going to be a new public area, which is going to contain all of the new activities and the gifts for the 20th anniversary. That's going to include a memento cosmetic cloak. So everybody's going to get a new cosmetic cloak. Because, 20 years, we have to have something cool. I guess a cloak is cool, I guess. If you're into cloaks.
If you're into cloaks, that's...
I'm just saying.
There's only one cloak that I really ever liked.
Yeah, I would probably say there's maybe one or two that I kind of enjoy. I'm really not a cloak guy in any game, though, so...
No. In fact, the one that I like is the scarf, so it's not...
Oh, technically, it's not really a cloak. Well, I mean, it is, but it isn't.
It goes into the cloak slot.
Sure. Okay. Technicalities on that one. They're also going to offer a newer version of the Raiders Reward Box. The Djinn Discovery Boost will be back. And there's going to be a new way to get fabulous in-game rewards throughout the 20th anniversary year. More details coming in the weeks ahead. So goodies and fun all year is what I get out of that. Exciting. The Raiders Reward Box, pretty cool. There's usually some good stuff in there, and we'll kind of talk about that here in just a bit. But there's always some pretty decent stuff in there, especially if you're not really a raider. So you can get a chance to get some loot out of there. Of course, it's older stuff, so don't get excited. They're not going to give away like brand new raid loot, but there's some pretty decent stuff in there, though, for sure, that you should be able to find something for one of your characters, I would think. So there's going to be a new archetype coming out, and it's the Arcane Trickster. This is part of D&D 5e. If you're familiar with that, you'll know Arcane Trickster. That's where it comes from. It's a rogue that does some magic is the easiest way to describe it. And once again, we'll kind of go into a little more details on it. Does that excite you at all?
Let's see. I wasn't exactly sure what it was. So you're saying it's a... Now, I haven't done much with rogues, and I don't know. I've made predictions like this before and been so totally wrong. It's ridiculous. Like
right.
If I remember correctly, this year maybe not this time, probably a couple months before this time, when I was talking about the Dragon Disciple, and I think I spoke of it as if it's a character that I would unlikely ever play, or more than a few levels with, or anything like this. And
you did.
Right, and it's the only class that I ever got from 1 to 20 in a single year.
Well, like I said, we'll talk about this more in a bit. Just note, this is going to be free to VIPs and available in the store. But keep this in mind. For the first month of its release, everyone can come to the new anniversary party area and claim it for free. So you want to make sure you do that for that first month. When it comes out, the first month, anybody can go to the anniversary new area, claim the Arcane Trickster on your account, and then you'll have it. If you, for some reason, don't log in during that month, you went around, whatever the reason may be, if you're a VIP, you're going to be able to get it for free after that. If not, it'll be in the store for you to buy. So, moral of the story, just go claim it for free on your account, unlock it, and then you'll have it. If you're not VIP, that is. Then the traditional anniversary event challenge space, i.e. dungeon, is also going to return this year. Players are going to meet an old frenemy, Korakaza, the Blue Dracolich. Not quite sure I'd call it. Well, I guess he kind of was.
Frenemy is
I guess he was kind of our friend a little bit, sort of.
I must have missed something with that Dracolich then if I know of anything related to friend in there.
Well, frenemy. Is he a friend? Is he an enemy?
Maybe I haven't encountered that Dracolich enough.
Lines have been crossed. That's all we'll say. So, yeah. So, Korkaza is going to be back, and then you're going to find yourselves traveling through time to battle iconic bosses from the game's history. This time, however, there's a twist. There's something suspiciously different about those fights. This new dungeon will have its own rewards and can be played by characters of any level. So what I gathered from that is you can think of all of the big bosses throughout the 20 years of DDO, and I'm sure we'll see them in this dungeon is how I read into that. So think Eritrakos, Militia, I'm assuming.
Militia is very definitely a frenemy.
Yeah. Well, she's just a friend, but that's okay.
I think there are a couple of...
yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, that's how I would read that. So I'm kind of excited about that. That sounds kind of cool. So then, what's going on beyond the 20th anniversary? That's not all that's happening. This spring...
There's more?
There's more. This spring, there's going to be a new quest pack. And that's going to center on the story of draconic interest in the infamous Deck of Many Things. They'll also introduce a new year of VIP loyalty rewards.
Okay. So is the Deck of Many Things going to become the new Codex of Infinite Planes?
It sounds like
every
it,
single
yes.
quest.
It sounds like a yes.
To it.
Yeah. I kind of have a feeling that is what they're doing. Why they're doing that, I have no idea. I was never all that enamored with the Deck of Many Things at all. I mean, I played with it in tabletop. I don't know. I have never been a big fan of the deck. I mean, I'm sure there's fans out there. If you're excited about this, cool. I mean, I'm just excited to get new content. I'm not jumping up and down because it's the Deck of Many Things. I'll be honest about that. But it depends what they do with it. But I do have a feeling you were correct, though. I think it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be the new Codex. So every quest is going to revolve around the deck. I don't know if you're going to get a card from every quest, maybe, if that's how they're going to do it. I don't know. They haven't really talked much about it. So all that is speculation at this point. But yeah, I don't know. Then, as I said, the VIP loyalty reward program is coming back. They did say the new VIP year is going to bring a very different kind of mount that will harken back to a classic and uniquely DDO quest. A very memorable Zoriat moment. You'll see. The only thing I can think of here is the Zoriat quest where the beds in the bookcase form an airship. That's the only memorable Zoriat moment I can think of. If there's any other, let us know. If you have any ideas, let us know. I tell you what I would love to see, though, besides that, and I think it's something they could do because they could use some graphics they have now and just tweak them a little bit. I would love a Thrakhound mount, actually. I think that would be awesome. Will we ever see it? Probably not. So what's your guess on this classic, unique DDO quest and a memorable Zoriat moment that is going to bring a different kind of mount?
Okay, that is...
I mean, I can think of something else too, but I don't know how they would do it. But I'll let you come up with but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the beds in the bookcases making a little airship. And I think they'll do it similar to how they do the cloud. The storm cloud mount that we have now, it's going to be just a little mini version of that bed and bookcase airship. That's what I think it's going to be.
I must admit, I wasn't thinking too much about what it is, but you have a point on that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. The only thing, besides that, the only other memorable thing, especially Zoriat moment that jumps out at me would have to be the drinking game you play with the beholders in that quest. But how they would turn that into a mount, I have no idea, because we're not going to get a beholder mount. That would be kind of cool, though. Not going to lie, it would be cool to have a beholder mount, but I know it's not going to be that. I think it's going to be the bed in the bookcase airship. Just shrunk down to a little mini mount version. We'll see, though. We'll see. If you have any ideas, let us know. Either shoot us an email or respond to either on YouTube or the site. But you don't have any other guesses at all? I'm almost. I would bet anything that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I really don't do all that much with Zoriat. I tend to avoid those quests.
That is true. Yeah.
So therefore, they don't stick out of my mind probably as much as they do in yours.
I'll have to run those again. I haven't ran those for a while. Maybe that's something we can do on Cruising with Drac. Beaker, if you're listening, let's talk about that. So this summer, we're getting an expansion. Yay. I mean, we knew, like everybody knew we were getting an expansion, but now we know sort of a little bit about it. They haven't talked much about it, but it's going to be based on one of the 5e D&D books, Out of the Abyss. Particularly, they're going to focus on the latter half of that adventure as you tackle the demons lords escaping the Underdark. Players are going to go face-to-face with the absolute legend himself, the Demogorgon. That should be interesting. Other iconic D&D creatures will also make an inaugural appearance, along with a new playable character race of the Dugar. That is the dwarves that are found in the Underdark. So it's the dwarf version of the drow elf, basically. This is the dwarf version. It's the Dugar. They're dwarves, but they have gray skin because they live in the Underdark. They're normally the Dugar, the quote-unquote evil race of dwarves. Most of the time they're evil, just like drow are most of the time evil too. But
yes, but not.
I mean, not always. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the realms, very definitely.
Yeah.
But in Eberron, well, I don't know. I haven't run into any of them in Eberron, so
there's none in Eberron. They're only in the Underdark. At least that I can remember. Now, if I'm wrong, point that out and let me know, but I am pretty sure they're only found in the Underdark. I don't remember a Dugar being anywhere else than the Underdark.
So they would have been introduced sometime like in Descent to the Depths of the Earth.
I don't remember. Beaker,
it's been a long time
help us out, Beaker. I know you're out there somewhere. Yeah.
That one I ran a long time ago.
Yeah, I can't. I don't remember. So we got the Dugar coming. We got the Demogorgon. Other iconic D&D creatures, they say, are going to make an appearance as well. And the expansion, of course, is going to raise the level cap to level 36. So, and we kind of knew that was coming too, so that's not too big of a surprise. We'll talk about the roadmap here in a second, but in the latter half of the year, in the fall, there's going to be another live event similar to 2025's Symphony of the Fae. I would assume it's going to be like the Lanterns, you know how like the Lanterns events was kind of like the Fae. They tweaked it a little bit. I'm sure they'll take the lessons that they learned from the Fae and tweak this new event as well. Of course, this event will include a quote-unquote hardcore mode with leaderboards that everybody seems to love. The Order of the Guardians have returned and need your help dealing with a different Dreadlord trying to escape its Ravenloft domain of dread. My ears perked up when I heard Ravenloft domain of dread. Like, tell me more. But that's all they say. So, yeah.
Okay, Ravenloft.
There's a lot of domains of dread to choose from. There is a lot of dreadlords to choose from. So the possibilities are endless on this one. I would not even have a guess.
Well, so didn't the whole thing start out with one of the very first event, the Lanterns?
Yeah, the Lanterns did. But they do say a different dreadlord trying to escape its Ravenloft domain of dread.
Yeah, and we've already dealt with... Oh, hold on. Actually, in In Lamannia was she the Dreadlord, or was there someone else above her that was the Dreadlord?
Well, it depends which version that you're talking about.
Okay.
Are you talking about 3.5 or 5e? In 5e, she is the Dreadlord.
Okay.
In 3.5, it was not her. She was there, but not the. Anyway, yeah, they 5e. They retconned it because why wouldn't? Anyway, don't get me started on that. So yeah, there's a lot of Dreadlords to choose from. So I started out doing Lanterns. I didn't enjoy it. I quit Lanterns, didn't do anything with this Symphony of the Fae. This one has my interest, just because Ravenloft and Domain of Dread. So you have my attention, SSG. I will see what you do, and I will see if I participate in this. It's not happening until the fall, so we got a long time before this happens, and I'm sure we'll hear more about it leading up to it. So yeah, and then finally, the Drow is going to get a visual update towards the end of the year to refresh their fidelity, making small
fidelity.
So yeah, I was like, that is a weird way to say that, but okay then. Making small changes to their animations, along with new character creation options, such as a new hairstyle and beyond. Players can expect this kind of refresh to happen to older playable character races in the coming years as well, and we'll let you know as each one gets slated for a revisit.
Okay, so we now have our new high fight Drow.
Sure. Sure. I mean, I play a lot of Drows, so I'm sort of excited about this.
Yeah, that's true. I don't play Drow all that much.
Yeah,
so.
I've always loved Drow. Drow's been my favorite elf since I can remember. So yeah,
since the fire. Yes, since the fire giant module. Yes.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there you go. That is the producer's letter. Lot to take in there. The expansion though, Out of the Abyss. What do we think of that? And we'll talk a little bit more in depth about Out of the Abyss here in a few moments too. So if you're saying to yourself, what the heck is Out of the Abyss?
Well,
I got you covered.
Yes, but I'm taking it that we are going to be running into many a demon.
Yeah, that's what that module is. A lot of demons, a lot of demon lords, a lot of crazy stuff in the Underdark. I'm excited to go back to the Underdark. Not so excited that they're doing Out of the Abyss. Not a very good module.
Didn't they say that it's inspired by it, not taking literally from it?
Let me see exactly how they word it.
It's drawn from the second half of it or something.
Yeah,
like that.
the latter half, which depends where they start and what they consider the latter half, if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. Out of the Abyss was not very good, but I mean, it had its moments. The very end of it is super cool. Like I said, we'll go into details here on Out of the Abyss in a second, because I put an article up today about Out of the Abyss to kind of get you up to speed on what it is if you're not familiar with it. But Demogorgon's pretty cool, though. Demogorgon's kind of having his year, so to speak. Heavily featured in Stranger Things a lot, so that kind of makes sense that they're leaning into the Demogorgon because it's pretty hot right now.
Okay.
So yeah, excited about that. Dorgard, I'm not a dwarf fan, as we all know. Like that's pretty well established at this point.
I think I'm even less of a dwarf fan than you are.
So I mean, I might roll one up and check it out, but not. It's not going to be. If you roll
one up and check it out, it'll probably be that will mean that between us we'll have one.
Yeah, well, probably. Yeah, I will probably be the only one that would do one, but yeah. So there you go. Overall, some exciting stuff. Some stuff that's just like meh, but So they did, as they've been doing the past couple of years, they have done the 2026, of course, this year, developmental roadmap. So you can kind of see at a glance what we're looking at for the whole year. Q1, it looks like, I would say, the busiest time, maybe. The 20th anniversary kickoff, free anniversary gifts, the Arcane Trickster. We're going to have the Raiders box, the anniversary dungeon. Then, of course, you're going to have a new year-long Remnant exchange mechanic, which didn't mention at all in the producer's letter. That's the first time we're seeing this, is when you're looking at the roadmap and you're like, what the heck is that?
Well, yeah, what is a remnant exchange mechanic? Not that I have all that many remnants, because I think there aren't remnants associated with going into the higher levels.
Yep, it's
dungeons.
hard. It's hard and above, yeah.
Hard and above, okay.
Yeah, so you might have a few, but...
Yeah, I think I might have a few,
Yeah.
but only a few.
I have a ton of them, so I'm like, yeah, more stuff to exchange that, but we don't really know a lot about it. We know a little bit just from Lamannia that just came out today, but so there's that. Then they're going to have a PAX East player meetup, as they usually do. So Q2, we're going to get that new quest pack set in Zendrick. Dragons and the Deck of Many Things themed for that. You know, we just talked about that. It's going to be CR10 Heroic and 36 Legendary.
And I think that my current Dragon Disciple might hit around level 10 just about that time.
I'm sure you will make sure that happens.
That happens.
Yeah, it's weird that they're doing CR10, but I guess if you think about it, that's kind of a good level.
Didn't I complain last episode that CR10 was a bit light?
Mm-hmm. You did. You did, as a matter of fact. So apparently it's going to be a little less light with this quest pack. So
yeah, I have a feeling that what I will do, assuming it isn't assuming it's one that I like, that when I hit level 10, I will do this, and when I'm done with this, then I could jump to Ravenloft and then do that. Since Ravenloft has this inconvenient thing about spanning 3 level ranges.
Yeah, it does. It like Ravenloft like ramps up, and it ramps up hard. But yeah, VIP loyalty rewards season 3 will start Q2. Q3 is going to be the expansion, of course, based on Out of the Abyss. The Demogorgon encounter, Drugar is coming out, and then the level cap will increase to 36. Gen Con player meetup will be Q3 as well. Gen Con is the first part of August this year. So I'm guessing that meetup will be on that Friday night, which will be, let me look at my calendar real quick. That should be Friday, August let's see, I'm sorry, it's going to be January 31st is when that will be, because Gen Con starts July 30th and goes through August 2nd. So I'm guessing the player meetup will be Friday, July 31st. Probably at the same place it's been the past couple of years, which is Punch Bowl Social, but we'll know more once we get close to it. See me there. Say hi. I'll be there. Q4, the new hardcore-like event, which I hate the way they're saying that, because it really makes the player base mad. Because people want hardcore like hardcore was on a separate server, which is never going to happen again. I can almost guarantee you we're never going to see a separate hardcore server ever again, because they don't want to split the player base. And I think every time they talk about any event and they say it's hardcore like, I think that just really makes people mad for no reason. But
because
I mean,
they want true hardcore.
Yeah, they want true hardcore. Sorry, I don't think you're ever going to get true hardcore again. And then the Drow visual update. So Q4, not much happening, which I think if you look back in previous years, that's usually how it's been. Quarter 4 is usually the lightest.
Well, it's partly that and partly because that's what's furthest into the future. So they're less wanting to predict what's going to be there.
Right. And of course, the little disclaimer, dates and content subject to change.
Yes. The further you are from when they announce it, because right now, Q1, most of that stuff is on Lamannia probably.
It is, yes. And that is a good leeway. You are so professional, Pine Leaf. Yeah, there is a Lamannia going right now. So if you want to hop on Lamannia, it's going to open. Well, it opened today as we record this. Actually, I lied to you. It opened yesterday as we record this because we're recording this on February the 4th. It opened Tuesday, February the 3rd.
Right.
And it's
running. Susie put out the letter, yes.
It did. Yeah, pretty much. It was like the letter came out and then maybe an hour or so later, Lamannia opened. And then it's going to run until Thursday, February the 5th, 5:30. So if I am on my game and I get this episode out tomorrow, which is what I plan, so you will be hearing this the day that Lamannia closes. Or if you're hearing this in the future, it's already closed. Again, we're already first episode of the year, and we're doing the timey-wimey stuff already. So it depends. Are you in the past? Are you in the future? It depends when that's going to hit. But anyway, yes, most of the stuff they have talked about is in this Lamannia. You can get a look at the new public area. You can get a look at the changes they have done to the anniversary dungeon as well. They always make a little changes here and there to that. They did point out a couple of the changes that they made. So if you're interested in the anniversary dungeon and you know the anniversary dungeon, if you don't want to be spoiled, skip ahead about 10 seconds starting now. The quarterback encounter is going to be updated to be more evergreen. Have no idea what that means. What is evergreen? Don't know. Traditional? I don't know. I guess I'll have to go on the Lamannia and see.
Okay, maybe it'll have more pine trees.
It could be a little nod to you, maybe. Who knows? Then the D&D game that used to happen inside the dungeon has been moved out into the new anniversary public area. If you're not into spoilers anymore, we're done out of the spoiler territory. They also are previewing the Raiders reward box. So you can talk to the loot guy in the test dojo to see that. They are previewing the new Arcane Trickster. We're going to go into detail on that here in a second. I mean, not super detail, but we're going to talk about it. And then the event called Sterling's Remnant Rush is also available. So that's the Remnant upgrade program that they kind of just put in the roadmap and didn't say anything into the producer's letter about. So you can preview that on Lamannia. There is links into the show notes on all the Lamannia threads for all of this. So if you want to get into it, get them there. Yep, go ahead.
Remnant Rush. It sounds like a challenge dungeon.
It kind of does.
So you're thinking that you're going to have bosses and you get remnants based on how many stars you get, and you get stars for killing bosses?
You know, you would think so. But let's just talk about that right now. If you go over to the thread in the Lamannia forums over on the forums, how this works, for the whole year of the 20th anniversary, an NPC is going to be available in-game that will let you trade mysterious remnants for a reward. The Mimic Sterling, the Strongbox, has been brought to the anniversary celebration by Fred, good old Fred, to help gather up mysterious remnants that are still loose in the universes. When you speak with Sterling, you may give Sterling 100 mysterious remnants, and in exchange, Sterling will find a reward from his collection to give you. You may also take a risk to ask for another reward, but at a higher remnant cost. Each time you ask for another reward, the cost is going to increase to a limit of 10 possible times of Sterling giving you a reward with escalating cost each time. However, each month, Sterling's Remnant cost will reset back to 100. Sterling will track how many times he's received mysterious remnants from you based on your account, but any of your characters may turn in mysterious remnants to him. He will only allow any account to trade a maximum of 10 times per month. While Sterling's cost will reset monthly on the live game worlds, for the Lamannia preview, Sterling's cost will only reset during Lamannia preview 2. So what can you get? Well, his possible rewards, keep in mind this is possible, so I guess you can kind of think of it, you're gambling remnants away, but let's be honest, remnants are really, well, most of the time they're not that hard to get, but of course, me, RNG, I usually don't get a lot, but that's neither here nor there. His possible rewards. Minor rewards at 50% are suits of curse cards and full decks of curse cards. His
things I never use.
Exactly, yeah. His major rewards at 50% are fragmented tomes, dust of mythic power, which currently not available in the preview, dust of reaper power, not available in the preview currently, myth D treasure picker box, and card of curse cleansing. Okay, like, I guess I want to know what the Dust of Mythic Power and the Dust of Reaper Power do. I'm guessing it just gives you boosts to your Mythic Power and probably gives you boost to Reaper points, I'm guessing, or gives you free Reaper points, I would assume. The Myth D Treasure Picker Box, okay. Card of Curse Cleansing, that would be nice if you have items that have curses on it that you want to clean. That's the only way to do that, and that drop is super, super, super rare. So I guess I think it would have been a heck of a lot cooler if it was what you had said, and I'm glad you said that because that is almost verbatim with what I thought when I first heard this Remnant Rush. That's what I was envisioning, and that would have been amazing. I mean, I don't know. I guess this is cool, I guess. I mean, especially if you have like me, I have a bunch of remnants that I wait for the remnant guy to come back and to get all the rewards, and I turn them in and get the stuff I want, and I still have a bunch of remnants. So I guess just to get rid of some remnants, this could be kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm not super excited about this. Not that I'm trying to be real negative here, but
so you're saying that there's a vendor that comes by every so often that you can do.
Well, he's in the Hall of Heroes all the time. His inventory will change, and then sometimes they have special weekends where he has all of the rewards available. Or you just got to keep talking to him, and they would his inventory changes, but he's in the Hall of Heroes all the time.
Okay.
You can go in and... So, yeah, if you have any remnant... But keep in mind, though, some of the better rewards take a lot of remnants, though.
I'm sure they would.
But there is, some decent rewards that only take, 50 to 100, which... Especially if you play on, Elite, Reaper... You're getting remnants all the time anyway. You usually, like I said, other than me, like I said, my RNG, we all know the RNG for me, but so yeah, I didn't figure you'd be super excited about this because you tend not to run on anything where you would get remnants.
Right.
I mean, unless I absolutely forced you to run something on hard one time. So yeah, like I said, not trying to be negative really, but just not real excited about this. I mean, maybe there's people excited about this, so tell us. Podcast@ddoplayers.com or respond over on the post on YouTube, the website, or over on the forum post that'll put up, and let me know why I should be excited about this. But right now, I'm just okay, this is something I'll do, but not real excited about it, but It is what it is, I guess. Anything else you want to talk about on that before we jump into Arcane Trickster?
No, let's do the tricky bit.
All right, the tricky bit is the Arcane Trickster. It is a rogue archetype. This rogue will dabble in their own kind of magic to augment their abilities. They have modest skill in enchantment and illusion magic, but they can also steal spells from other classes. They can also summon a magical mage hand to cause mischief or disable traps at a distance.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I was like, okay, that could come in handy.
Okay, yeah, because there are some times where I was like, do I really want to go into that location in order to disable that trap?
There is, like I said, over in the show notes, there's going to be a link to the Lamannia post. Keep in mind, preview 1 of Lamannia. All of this is subject to change. That's why we're not going to spend too much time in this. But your hit dice is going to be D8. You can be any alignment. Your skill points at first level are 8 plus your intelligence modifier times 4. Skill points at each additional level, 8 plus intelligence modifier. Pretty much standard. Uses skill rogue list minus intimidate and swim, but you do get concentration and spellcraft.
Okay, and these spells, are they based on intelligence?
They are intelligence, yes.
Okay, so you're going to have a lot of skills.
Yeah. So spells, intelligence, of course, is the Arcane Trickster's primary casting stat. These are done like Bard Sork spells with swap support, so no scroll scribing needed. First level spells, Charm Person, Color Spray, Expeditious Retreat, Featherfall, let's try that again. Hypnotism, Jump, it's easy for me to say, right? Magic Missile, Merfolk's Blessing, Night Shield, Protection from Evil, Repair Light Damage, Sleep, and Turnable. Or Tumble, I'm sorry. I can read. I really can. Let me take a drink of an unknown liquid that I am drinking right now. We won't discuss what it is. Level 2, you're going to get Blur, Cat's Grace, Dazed Monster, Autos, Resist Energy, Scorching Ray, Touch of Idiocy. You can read this full list. I'm not going to read all these. Third level, Chain Missile is kind of cool. The Deep Slumber, Displacement is nice. Fourth level, Charm Monster, Dimension Door, Crushing Despair, Force Missile, Phantasmal Killer, which that's one of my favorite spells. I love that spell. Freedom of Movement as well. So, yeah, basically think of this as you're a rogue, but you also can do some casting. So it's like a rogue, mage, sorcerer type hybrid.
I'm wondering that because I'm wondering what I was going to do with my, with my TR character that, going for complete is what I was going to do for rogue. This might be the rogue version that I'll take. So that'd be one way to test it out when I next hit to level 20 so that I could TR again.
There you go. And then the enhancement tree, that's where the stealing spells from other things come in.
Okay.
In your core 1, it's Novice of Trickery. You're going to get 5 universal spell power and a +2 to your double strike and double shot. Again, keep in mind, it's all Lamannia right now, subject to change. Then core 2 is where you're going to get some SLA multi-selectors, and this is where all of your quote-unquote stolen spells are going to come from. A lot of different spells to choose from here. Anything from Magic Missile, Cure Light Wounds, Blast. It's also in here at core 3. You're going to get Chain Missile. You're going to get Sound Burst, Salt Ray. At 4, that's where Force Missile comes in for as an SLA, Greater Heroism, Flash Freeze. Core 5 is where it gets really interesting because you can get Disintegrate, you can get Heal, Tensor's Transformation, Great Shout. So that's kind of cool. And then at Core 6, you're going to get what's called the Magical Ambush Spell Power Scaling, which is going to increase to 100%, and Spell Point Steal is boosted by 50%, +2 to all stats, and +2 imbue dice. As I said, you can go over the show notes, get the links to read all of the tiers on here. But yeah, that's basically it. Intelligence is your stat, though. So you needs to be smart to be a trickster rogue.
Well, it does synergize with the rogues. Because I think rogues, I don't know about you, but I think rogues, Dex is first, and I think very often intelligence is often a good second.
That's how I build my rogues.
Okay.
And then wisdom is a close third.
To see those traps in the first place.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, so there you go. Once again, Lamannia open until Thursday evening, and then sounds like we are going to get a round 2 of Lamannia, which usually is a week after the first round in the past, so that will probably be the same for this one. Of course, subject to change. Could be later this week, could be next week, who knows? But there you go. That's just a quick look. Like I said, go over to the show notes. All the good stuff is in there. So you can find out all the stuff. And I have links to all of the Lamannia forums, so you can just jump right into the one that you want to read about. But let us know what you think, though. And like I said, comment or shoot us an email and let us know what you think about any of this so far.
All right. Is that it for Lamannia?
That is it for Lamannia.
So then, what is this out of the abyss thing that you're talking about then?
Yeah, like I said, I put a article up today just to kind of get you up to speed on what the heck is going on in this Out of the Abyss book. It's been a long time since we talked about this, because this book came out a long time ago. Part 1 of the adventure, which was Out of the Abyss, released in 2015, as a matter of fact. So it's been a long time since this book has been out. You start out, you're a prisoner, and you're captured by the Drow, and you're held in an outpost in the Underdark. First half of the book is you're basically trying to escape. You're trying to get the heck out of the Underdark. You don't know what's going on. As you adventure around, you eventually will escape. You're going to be hunted by Drow. You're going to go all through the Underdark. The Drow are trying to kill you. They're trying to hunt you down. The Underdark is trying to kill you. It's just a fun time all around.
Yeah, sounds thrilling.
You also start learning there's something weird happening in the Underdark. Like, the Underdark is weird anyway.
Yes. But, wait. There's always something weird going on in the Underdark.
There is something really weird happening in the Underdark. People seem to be a little crazy. People seem to be like, there's like some madness going on. People are not acting like themselves, and stuff is happening. And then you realize that what would be considered a normal horror in the Underdark is slowly changing into something much worse. And then you eventually will realize that the demon lords have been all summoned from the abyss to the Underdark. And you're like, why are all these demon lords here? What's going on? And you got your usual suspect. You got the... Oh, go ahead.
Just having a tea party.
Sure. Well, actually, she's not really involved that much, which is weird. But there's kind of a reason for that. I don't want to spoil it. That's one of the halfway decent things about this adventure, actually, is white. Okay. But anyway, Demogorgon is there, of course. Zuckmoy is there. Jubilex is there. Orcus is there. And Gritzt is there. So, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. So you eventually escape the Underdark. And then you're in the second half of the adventure. And then you're on the surface. You're like, yay, I got out of that crazy place. And then that silly dwarf, Brunor Battlehammer, says, hey, you need to go back into the Underdark. And you're like, why would I do that? And he's like, you need to lead an army back down there, and you need to stop this demonic invitation before it takes over the whole world. So you're like, fine, I'll go down to the Underdark again. Jeez. So yeah, that is the third part of it, is you're going back down. You finally get down into the spot where there is a ritual that is being performed where all of the demon lords are being summoned to Menzo Baranzan. And what happens, like, slight spoiler if you're ever going to run this adventure, but like I said, it came out in 2015, so I don't seem like I have to give a spoiler warning for this. All the demon lords fight each other, and then your task is to, whichever demon lords are left, you have to finish off. So I'm guessing that is the point where the expansion is going to kick off, is the demon lords have done their little battle royale battle. What demon lords are left, then it's up to you to take out, is what that's where I'm guessing they're going to kick it off, is right at that point where you start battling the demon lords that are left.
Expansion? Yeah, that sounds like an adventure, not an expansion.
If they're saying they're starting it in the third part, the latter half, that is the latter half of the adventure. So logically, that would be where I would start it. I'm not sure where they're going to start it, but like, if you have ran through this adventure, or you know this adventure, you have the book, tell me what you think, but that is the most logical place I can think of. I can't think of any other place they would start out at. Like I said, this adventure is not that great, to be honest, but that is like to me, the best part of the adventure is that part where all the demon lords fight, and then you're like, come at me, bro. I'll take you on now. So yeah, so I don't know. We do know you're going to face the Demogorgon. So I'm assuming he's going to be a raid, I would think. Like a multi-stage raid, I would guess, but who knows what they're going to do with that. I'm hoping at least you'll get to face the Demogorgon not in the raid as well, but who knows?
Yeah, because you'd want to have an opportunity for the people who aren't raiders to get a feel of it.
Right. So I'm hoping he'll play a part in the expansion too.
I mean, that's like in Lotro, where in Mordor there's a spider called Shelob. I'm sure most people have heard of her. And when they had the time where they were going to have Shelob in the game, and everyone knew there was going to be a Shelob raid, but it said, no, you can't create a spider like this and do it only for the raid.
Okay,
there will be at least hints, and she'll be a part of the story going into that. Right.
Okay, and I'm going to call Beaker out right now. He is apparently listening live right now. He just sent me a text, and he just said, I am impressed that you're pronouncing everything correctly. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. I did that just for you because I didn't want to hear the crap that I was going to get from you if I mispronounced any of this. So, because that's just how you are. But yeah, so there you go. So that's the book summary. Like I said, we don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, but there you go. If you have any ideas, like I said, if you know the adventure, if you know the book, let me know your ideas, but that is my best guess of where it's going to start, because they do say the latter half, so.
Okay, we can only hope.
We can. Well, so there you go. That is a look at what's coming up in DDO. So we have a lot to look forward to this year.
All right. Then I think it's time for us to go and look what's coming in from the dungeon. Where first of all, we'll have to remember Jean Rabe. Jean Rabe? Rabe. See, I was worried about the first name, and I got the last name entirely wrong.
That's fine. Yeah, this is sad news. This is like, if you are familiar, she did so much for D&D. Like, I would say she was an instrumental part of a lot of what happened with D&D, especially the RPGA. If you're familiar with the RPGA, she was an instrumental in that. She also served as the editor of the Polyhedron magazine for a while. She basically was instrumental in the RPGA. She got the organized play going. She was just an overall amazing person. From what I have heard, I have heard stories from many people. I unfortunately never got to meet her, but she also wrote some stuff for the Dragonlance saga. She authored the Dawning of the New Age trilogy that explored the aftermath of the Chaos Wars. So if you're familiar with Dragonlance, she also did a bunch of military fantasy and mystery work as well. So she was a pretty high prolific author on her own, not just in the gaming world, but she did a lot of books. So yeah, this is a pretty big void that's going to leave for just not just like D&D, the D&D community, but I think like the fantasy community as well. So thoughts with her husband, who Bruce is his name. He did write a nice little thing. He just said, she didn't just write stories. She built the bridges that allowed thousands of players and readers to enter those worlds. She was the heart of the adventure. And I think that is the best way to leave this. So I will raise my glass of this liquid. I'm not going to say what it is to her and say, Godspeed.
Then let's have a look at Modiphius. Modiphius unveils a solo Fallout RPG, Wasteland Wanderer. This sounds a little interesting.
They had me, and then they lost me.
Oh, what? How they lose?
But they had me, because I'm like, I like Fallout.
Okay.
The Fallout RPG is pretty interesting. I'm like, this might be fun. And of course, this is a solo book, so it uses an quote-unquote AI GM, are also known as an oracle. So if you've ever played any solo RPG, you kind of know how it works. There is 4 stages of survival in the Wasteland. You're going to travel, so you're going to determine you're heading across the Wasteland map. You're going to use D20 rolls and specialized tables to see who or what you run into. So you're going to adventure and encounter all those. Then you're going to engage in combat, hacking, social maneuvering, which uses a streamlined version of Modiphius's 2D20 mechanics. So if you're kind of familiar with any of their 2D20 games, this will play pretty much the same as that, just they're going to tweak it a little bit. And then here's where they lost me.
Oh.
And then the 4th stage is going to be journaling. It's a narrative-heavy phase where you record your character's thoughts and the day's events, turning your gameplay into a written chronicle of your survival. And I'm out.
That is typical for solo RPGs.
Unfortunately, yes. One of the only journaling games I actually like is a solo RPG called 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. That is very heavily journal-based, and it annoys the heck out of me, but it is a very good game. So I put up with it there. I just don't know if I can put up with it enough to play this Fallout game.
Yeah, I don't know why journaling has picked up so much as the core of solo RPG, but
I don't know, but it has. You are right. It is like if you are going to solo RPG, I can almost guarantee you at least 9 out of 10 solo RPGs you're going to be journaling. And it's going to be heavily based on journaling. It's just kind of how the industry, quote unquote, has gone. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they had me and then they lost me. I don't know. I'm interested because...
I think for some people it might just be as simple as is pretty much writing the results of what happened.
Right. Get it? Now, if I can do that, or maybe if I can figure out a way to just skip that totally, I'm totally into this. But it's
keeping a record of what happened, sort of like like GMs sometimes like to keep notes of what happened, and so they have to go back to it at some point in the future. So that's the simplest version of journaling, is just that, I think.
I see the merit of it, I guess, but I'm just like, I don't enjoy that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is set to come out later this year. $55 is going to be the MSRP. It's going to be a hardcover. So we'll see. I don't know. I might maybe check this out. It just depends. I kind of want to look at it first before I actually buy it, because I would like to see how in-depth that journaling is. You know, like you said, if I can just, I had ventured here, I killed these guys, I met these guys, I might go back because they want to do this or whatever. If I can do that, I'm in.
I don't think they score your journaling.
But see, well, I think so. Yeah, I realize that, but then they do say it's a narrative heavy phase. So I'm like, okay, how heavy is this in the game? Like, can I just write down, I did this, I did that, I killed this thing, let's move on so I can go kill the next thing? Like, that's all I want to do. I don't want to sit here and write my feelings down. I just want to kill things. Is that too much to ask?
Well, it's Fallout, so you would think
right.
You're exploring the area for a reason, not just to kill, right?
I mean, I explore to kill, but sure, maybe some other reasons. Have you met me, Pineleaf? Have you met me?
Okay. You obviously don't come from the same shelter as the Amazon series, right?
No. Don't even get me started on the new season either. But
okay,
that's neither here nor there.
All right. Are we done with that?
Well, we're done with that.
All right. Let's go and see what's on the tabletop. Where Gen Con 2026 badges go on sale on February the 8th. That's in 4 days from when we're recording this.
Which is in 4 days on Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Get your badges. Pricing is a little high this year, but it's all right. It's okay. But yeah, badges do go on sale February 8th at noon. The housing lottery, may the odds ever be in your favor. February 22nd, also at noon. You have to have a badge purchase to be able to even get into that melee that we call the housing lottery. If you know, you know. Event registration starts May 17th. So that's where you sign up for all your games and your seminars. All of that fun stuff. So once again, make sure you get your badge and then you're ready to fight the fight, maybe the good fight, maybe the bad fight, whatever the fight that always is the housing portable. Yeah, exciting. Gen Con is coming up.
So if you don't get any housing, what do you do?
I can guarantee you, if you don't get in that housing lottery, if you're not within the first about hour, you ain't getting downtown. I can guarantee you that. So you're going to have to either drive in or you're going to have to Uber or Lyft in, because you ain't getting downtown if you're not in that lottery in about the first hour.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's a fight to the death to get those downtown hotels.
How is it, if it's based on when you sign up, then how is it a lottery?
It's not based on when you signed up. You are assigned a random time. Everybody that has a badge is assigned a random time.
Oh, so that's what the lottery bit is
that's the lottery bit. Because your time slot in the housing lottery could be at noon when it first opens. Or you could be at 7 o'clock at night. There ain't crap left at 7 o'clock at night. So yeah, they really need to do something different. It is so bad. You can go back and listen to other Gen Con like heavy shows. I can link a couple in the show notes if I remember, to where I talk more about the lottery. But yeah, it's a horrible system. Horrible.
But it's what they do.
It's what they do, though, yeah. So we're all just kind of used to it at this point. And we hope for the best.
Well, then, let's then go for our next item then, where something wicked this way comes. Horrified D&D is heading to Ravenloft.
Shut up and take my money. That is all we need to say.
Okay.
Yeah, they haven't really announced this. They kind of teased it. They teased it in a really weird way. It's just like, and I will, if you're watching the YouTube version, there's a picture of this on the screen now. It's just a big question mark that says Horrified Dungeons and Dragons. Something new is coming fall of 2026. But if you know what the picture is, you know that is from Ravenloft. Specifically, it is the needle-wielding doll from Van Richter's Guide to Ravenloft. So, Ravenloft, Horrified, D&D. If it's not, they have trolled us all.
Oh,
sad.
well.
Like I said, we don't know anything. I'm like, could Strahd be in this? Possibly, possibly not. Just like, I would be 100% shocked if this is not something to do with Ravenloft and Van Richter's. So maybe Van Richten is going to be in this as well. Maybe he's going to be one of the heroes you can play. I don't know. We'll see. But I reached out to Ravensburger for comment and didn't hear back from him. So I'm excited just at the fact that it might be Ravenloft.
Okay, I guess we'll have to find out.
Yep, just fall is all we know.
All right. And the monsters are coming. Spin Master and Universal team up for Hellbreak TCG. Well, they lost me at TCG.
Well, they lost me at TCG too. And then they sucked me right back in.
How did they suck you back in?
Because this is the Universal Monsterverse. So all of the classic monsters are going to be there. So yes, Dracula will be there. Frankenstein will be there. The Invisible Man will be there. They're all going to be there. I mean, they had me at Dracula. I'm like, I'm in.
Okay.
You have me.
Well, there is that.
I'm there. Take my money. It scares me that this is going to be a TCG, though. I'm not into collectible card games. So we'll see. We don't really know much about this either. All we know is it's coming from Spin Master, which is kind of weird that it's coming from Spin Master, but it's also going to become, Spin Master have teamed up with Ghost Galaxy Games, who is led by Christian T. Peterson, who you might recognize the name if you know anything about the board game industry. He started Fantasy Flight Games. He did the original version of Keyforge. He is the one that created Keyforge originally. He doesn't own it anymore. He sold it now. But of course, Keyforge was a collectible card game, but it was like different in the fact that they had procedurally generated decks. So each deck was actually unique. You had like a code for them that you entered on a website, and then it procedurally generated your deck for you. Are we going to see that in here? We might. But I mean, we do know it's going to be the Universal Monsterverse. So we should get like the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mummy, the Bride of Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Dracula. All the usual suspects should be there. Maybe we could see more. We don't know at this point, but that's just all that we know. They said they're going to announce more soon, but I'm cautiously optimistic about this. It scares me. It's a TCG, but the theme I'm all there for.
And that is it for our news this week. So let's go to our week in gaming. Drac, what were you up to?
Well, I did a lot of tabletop and did some video games. Not much else. But tabletop finally got the silver bayonet to the table. Yeah, finally, after all this time, all this talk, starting to play some miniature game on my table, and it feels great. We started a campaign, so we did the first scenario in the campaign. We started with the first Silver Bayonet book, the original book. So we're going to go through that campaign, and then we're going to go into the Carpathians, and then we're going to go into the Egypt, and so on and so forth. So lots of Silver Bayonet in the future. Then did three more nights of Vampire the Masquerade Milan Rising. Pretty sure we did 3 nights. It was either 2 or 3. I think we did 3 nights, though. So we're getting close to where we're almost done with the base game. I think we have like 4 nights left, and then we're actually at the end of the base game, and then we'll go into the expansion and see where it goes from there. Played Night Shift again. Had a couple friends over, and one of them has never played it. And we had started to talk about it for some reason. I don't remember why we talked about it, because my other friend that was there, he had played it, but his wife hadn't played it yet. And she was like, I want to play that stripper game. And I'm like, we can play that stripper game. So we did. You can read our review of it. It's on the site. I'll link it if I remember. As I said in the review, and I've said every time I talk about this game, that game has no right to be as good as it is. Especially for a first-time designer. It has no right to be as good as it is, but so there we go. That was my tabletop. Video game-wise, jumped back into the world of Helldivers 2 a little bit. Just kind of tiny little steps. I want to get more into it. I'm going to drag a couple friends along with me, because I think Helldivers 2 is better with friends. I was playing by myself, but
just whatever you do is don't let Cinders drive if you ever play with her.
Oh, okay then.
Hey, listen to the last episode of Lotra Players News if you.
Okay, I will have to go back and listen to that. I have not listened to this week's episode. You guys did.
Okay.
Noted. Then also got another video game played with friends. Dark Quest 4. I was not familiar with the Dark Quest series of games. This, hence is the 4th game in the series. I never even heard of it until I randomly had a YouTube video pop up on my feed where just from the thumbnail, I was like, oh my God, did HeroQuest release a video game and I didn't know about it? So I watched the video, and it's not HeroQuest, but it is HeroQuest. It's HeroQuest with the serial numbers filed off. It is HeroQuest. Video game wise, it is HeroQuest. I will also link, if I remember, in the show notes. I did a review that I put up on the site for this. But yeah, think HeroQuest. This is like a all new story though. This like when I say it's HeroQuest, it's just HeroQuest like it. You're going through a dungeon. You have characters that go through the dungeon. Your characters they look like little painted miniatures. They have bases. They're little painted miniatures. You go to each tile. Then you have traps that you have to take care of. You have either 3 or 4 you have 3 characters that you run through the dungeon at a time. You have a total of 10 that you can do. You build the characters up via earning gold in the dungeons, and then you spend that gold to get cards to like build the characters up. It's got a pretty cool mechanic built into it to where you can't just keep running the same heroes through consecutive dungeons. It has like a exhaust system mechanic in it. So if you run the same character through like 2 dungeons, he'll be exhausted. So he's going to be a little slower. He's going to have less health. So then you're forced to, okay, I'm going to take the barbarian this time, or I'll take the magic user this time, or I'll take the ranger this time. And then next time I'll take the dwarf or what have you. So that way you kind of have to build up all your characters in your roster, and then you kind of got to figure out as you're playing. You can play solo. I had way more fun playing with my friends. We played for like 2 hours, I think it was, the night that we played. We just wanted to try it to see how it played multiplayer, and it plays so well. But yeah, so if you like Hero Quest, this is the video game version of Hero Quest without being Hero Quest.
Okay.
Is the easiest way to describe it. It is so good, though. So good. You can read the review. Like I said, I'll link it in the show notes if I remember. And that's it. This week, going to do Cruising with Drac on Friday night, hopefully. I've been having one of my weeks the past couple of weeks, and we haven't been able to do it, but we are going to be Cruising with Drac. I will try to remember to link that in the show notes, too. That's over on Evil Beaker's Twitch channel. You can watch that. You can watch us play Friday night. We usually play for a couple hours. So watch that. And then also this weekend, I just sent Lessa a text today, and I said, you and me, 7 Days to Die this weekend. And she said, let's do it. So going to play some 7 Days to Die this week with Lessa too. So you can hear about those exploits next episode. So how about you? What have you got yourself up to in your week?
Right, my Dragon Disciple completed Salt Marsh and the Gatekeeper's Quest, and now I'm level 5, so I've headed into the Feywild, and so far I've just done one quest there, so a little bit more due to there into the Feywild that will be coming up. In ESO, I reached CP 1000, which is I consider a nice round number in there, and I decided to specialize in healing, because before I'd always had solo builds, but I'd never thought about a build for group play, so I decided I'm going to go for a healing build for that, so I could do some healing inside of dungeons when I am running in a group. As for tabletop, I've been doing quite a bit of Memoir 44 lately, and so far in February, I've been running the first 3 scenarios from the new Flight Plan expansion. And that's it for my week in gaming.
Yeah, I saw that you had been playing ESO, and I was like, I should reinstall that again. I really enjoyed it when I played it, but
we never finished Greymore.
No, and that's what I thought, because when I saw you were playing that, I was like, what am I forgetting about ESO? And then I'm like, Greymore, the vampire thing. We never finished that. Well, I'm gonna have to reinstall that. And I'm gonna have to try to go back through that, because I was enjoying that what we were doing.
Right.
But we'll probably have to start over, because I don't remember anything, and I don't even remember how to play ESO. So, number one, I don't remember how to play it. Number two, I'm like, I don't know what the heck we were doing. But yeah, that kind of made me remember that when I saw that you have been playing that a lot lately. And I was like, oh yeah, I should reinstall that again.
Okay, we'll see when we get time to do that. First, though, chill.
Indeed. Which, newsflash for the listening audience, over on my Twitch, next week, we should be starting the Chill of Ravenloft. Finally.
I hope.
But yes, Pine Leaf hopes. I've been promising Pine Leaf, and then I'm like, yeah, it's not going to happen, bro. But yeah, no, I this next week, hopefully Tuesday night, tentatively, but maybe Thursday night. We'll see. One of those nights on my Twitch, see me play DDO badly and see what I think about Chill of Ravenloft, because I still have not set foot in it. So we'll see, but that is the plan as of now.
All right, there we go. If you have any comments you would like to send to us about what we did or answer one of Drax's questions, for example, you can send us an email at podcast@ddoplayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Loach Players News and Raven Core DDO Players News when Drax is available. You guys join for our shows at ddoplayers.com/alive. And that is all for tonight. And this is Planet Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.